Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the Monday Sit Down with Anthony. Man, I am back again. You guys are listening to just me this time. I've had a few guests on recently on this Monday Sit Down show, and in the next few weeks, I want to give you just myself. Almost 1 week away from the 1 year anniversary of creating this whole podcast. It's crazy. Next week's episode is going to be something to listen to. So be ready. Get ready, because it's going to be an insane episode that I think is going to be pretty cool. Honestly, don't know what I'm going to talk about yet with it, but it's going to be something really emotional, probably, as you guys know me. So before we get off on what I'm going to talk about today, if you guys are watching or listening, yes, watching, guys, if you don't know, the Ace of Spade podcast has a YouTube. You can literally just look at the name, go subscribe. I'm going to be uploading any episodes I have via Zoom every single week that I have them. I want to get out an episode every single week, so you guys are able to join in on the fun, see us actually interact and have a conversation. So let's get into it. Also, want to say I have open spots for my coaching. I do coaching, if you don't know. Basically, everything that an online coach does. Weekly assessments, tailored programming, and nutrition. The nutrition's number one. You get video assessments of your training. That's also a key. Any tips on mindset? I've been through a lot. If you listen to any of these episodes, you definitely know. I know a few things around the corner about mindset, which is how to help you guys actually develop it and more. And you'll learn more throughout the process. I can tell you, my clients are killing it right now. So you might want to hop on the Ace of Spades family and join us. Join us to become an ace in the deck of cards known as life. So, what am I getting into today? This is something that I struggle with for a while. And, I've gone on other podcasts and I've discussed this very topic. And, I actually did a few posts this week on cortisol and what it can do to the body and how it truly breaks down the body and why you need to manage it. And so today, I'm going to be talking about managing stress. Man, I remember, let's bring it back to the third week of quarantine. This one was a rough one. I was anxiety through the roof, body not responding, bloated, felt down on myself, mind didn't stop racing. If you go back to my post, cortisol levels were very, very high. Man. Then I started walking. Yes. This one is really, really cool. I think this tip helps every single buddy under the sun. Go for a damn walk every single day. You don't only get in steps, which your coach might assign you. If you're on our team, you're assigned steps. A lot of bodybuilders are assigned steps as cardio. So, this comes down to what you want to do, though, within your walk that can help you manage the stress. I'm going to go into kind of what I use and how maybe my mood, how I wake up determines what my walk's going to be about. So typically, I go on a walk and I listen to a podcast. I think it just gives me time to really learn and develop and hear other people converse, which when you do that, you can immerse yourself into that conversation. And you kind of lose yourself during that walk, and it doesn't even feel like a walk. It's just like you enjoying the podcast, and by the time you're back home, you're like, oh shit, I did like 6,000 steps. Really, that's kind of like how it comes down to when I'm on that. You get into a flow state with it. There's another way in which you can get into your flow state, and this is one of my tried and true secrets with a walk. See these things I'm wearing, or actually listening. If you're listening, you can't see, but I have a pair of old Apple headphones. Yes, I do not wear my AirPods when I am walking. For some reason, people don't recognize it. They should, because they're white and they stand out. But people always see the wire. Keeps me locked in to my thoughts. And one thing is, if I wake up and I have a bit higher anxiety or have some thoughts still running through my head from the night before, I will put these in, but I will not play a single thing on it. I'll just walk and think. And there's a weird thing that these headphones do, and they drown out all noise for some reason. Like, it's basically getting into your flow state again. When you get into your thoughts and you get into your head and you work out things that you need to work out by just thinking, man, that does wonders on the stress levels. And with that too, you don't even need to be thinking about anything. You could just enjoy the surroundings. Go on more of a nature walk if you want to. Go find some sites that are pretty cool that you could explore, that I think you can make into a routine that you're going to be able to just see and hear all the sounds of animals waking up, the colors of the trees, colors of flowers. You just notice how beautiful life really is when you start paying attention to just some of the little things. Actually, normally I say people in fitness terms miss the forest for the trees, but this is the one time where I think looking at the trees, looking at the flowers really does help. Taking a breath of fresh air and just enjoying where you are in the moment. That really helps a lot. Like, man, I cannot tell you when I started doing these walks, and everything in my mind seemed to be going shoot right down. And starting to get immersed in nature, I started to feel happier. Just excited to see and hear what I was going to hear that day. Made me really happy to kind of just not even have to worry about a single thing during that walk. You shut off your phone and you just walk. No social media, no nothing. And I think that basically leads me into my second one, which is, this might be hard, and I'm going to recommend this. I do not do it the best. I will be the first to admit it. I am on social media a lot, and if you are a teammate of mine that I message frequently, I am on social media a lot. I'm trying to get off of it more and more. But when you're in this state of mind where you're always stressed or anxious, and you see people succeeding, and you see people showing off Lambos, showing off cars, houses, whatever, you know what that's going to do? It's going to make you more stressed. Seeing how happy someone is might make you more frustrated yourself for not being in that situation. So get the fuck off social media. There's plenty of apps where you can download that will block you from using it for a time. I think, honestly, you can even check. I want you guys to do one thing. Go on the app. If you have an iPhone, you can check your usage. If you didn't know that, you could check how often you were using your screen, how often you're on your phone. Step away from that thing for an hour or two a day, especially to start your day. Like I said, I recommend this. I don't do it as well myself, as you just heard. I go on a walk first thing in the morning and I plug in a podcast. But you know what I'm not doing during that walk? I'm not on social media. And, I struggle with this one too because, everybody has different rates of progress, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's business, money. You see it all on social media. And I got stressed because at some points I feel like I'm not making a ton of progress. And I go and I see someone else on social media who's making incredible progress. You know what that does? It just stresses me out because it makes me think, why am I not making the same progress as that person? There's a lot that goes into that. And, I stepped away from that. You have to realize, excuse me, just taking a sip of water, that social media is just a highlight reel. You are what you want people to see. I keep it 100, and I have bad days. I have good days. You'll know. You see it on my post. But I have rest days where my coach schedules out. I have like 2 of them a week usually, and I try to stay off that thing as much as possible. Yes, I may be scheduling another podcast episode, which for all you guys who know, I've been wildly getting some big guests on here, and being on social media is actually part of my business, so I kind of have to be for a moment of time, but I schedule that out. But I think letting go of that expectation that you have to show your best self on there also allowed me to de-stress my body, allowed me to actually just live my life, live happier. You have to look, and this is something that I got from my check-in with my coach this week, is I wasn't happy with where I was, like mentally, and man, it changed. You know what I did? I decided to reflect and look back at where I was when we started together, when Mark and I started together. I kind of looked back and was like, damn, 2.5 months so far. Well, 3 quarters. We're going on 3 this week, 3 months. We've made insane progress that I didn't think I was going to make, but hey, we did it. And, I'm pretty happy with it. And I use social media to encourage others, to show others what they can do. And, when you follow people that don't bring you up, that put you down, it's just going to stress you out a lot more. So I challenge you guys. I always challenge you guys in these episodes is to look at your social media usage and figure out how to actually minimize it. Go on more walks. Maybe download the apps that allow you to block usage from social media. I think that one's so effective. Another one. And last tip, I think this one is more for the fitness related people, which I do have a ton of those who listen to this. So rest. Man, I mentioned my coach has me doing 2 days on, 1 day off for training. So my 1 day off, rest. I ain't doing shit. And why? Because the more I try to do, the more my body thinks I'm under stress, which means the more cortisol I will produce, which you don't want that. And you don't want to put yourself in the sympathetic nervous system, which is a fight or flight, which your body is doing anything it can to survive in that moment. It is not rebuilding is not recovering. You want to be in parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. And what's the best way to do that? Well, what's that first word when I describe parasympathetic? Rest. Take time off. For you people who are training 6 days a week or even more, if you're training every single day, you're not allowing your body to recover. And your body's always going to be under some sort of stress every single day. It's not how it grows. You need to be able to digest your food. You need to be able to rest your body. I think this one is something I've taken lately. It's pretty funny. I've seen so much progress from doing less, but being better at what I am doing. So when you're in the gym, focus on having better contractions, better mind muscle connection, better everything. You go into it with more intent. When you have less of it, you go into it with more intent. That's why I noticed with the way that my coach has set up my training is I only have this one day for my legs to make them grow, to force that damage that will make them grow. So I do better. I don't do more. More is not better. Better is better. More will stress you out. Less, you won't grow. There's a fine line between that. And, when you're resting, you also want to make sure during those times, if you are able to, schedule out naps, if you're in an office setting, which I know a lot of us aren't at the moment due to, wow, I sound like Harry Potter saying he who shall not be named. But, if you're in an office setting, go take a 10-minute walk every hour. Just go walk around, do something that's going to de-stress your mind. Get off the screens, get off the phones, nap. That's been a big one. Napping is huge for me. I take like an hour nap every single rest day. So, sleep 8 hours. I think 8 hours, 8 to 9 is that money point. I know they say 7 to 9. I think 8 to 9 is that money point where your body's going to be so efficient with what it's doing. And actually, I'm going to add in a fourth tip real quick before I end this. Journaling. Man, getting my thoughts out on the paper. And this one I also talked to Thomas Monk about the other day when we were talking about it. And I was talking about this before I checked in with Mark, actually, where I said I was nervous about everything. I brain dumped that whole night before check-in. And my body looked tight on check-in morning, which was incredible. When you get that feeling, you feel tight as a bodybuilder, it's a great feeling. But, whether it's brain dumping before you go to bed, which could relieve your stress before you go to bed so you can actually get a good night's sleep. Journaling in the morning to kind of express gratitude, which starts your day off in an incredible mindset. When you are grateful for where you are in this exact moment, man, that is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. I might touch on that one. Not in the next episode, because the next episode's a 1-year episode, but the episode after that. Just writing out things. Maybe find a journal prompt. I think this is pretty cool. I think this one helps a lot. There's online websites that do journal prompts every single day. It's like a daily journal prompt. And you just write. Helps a lot of people. Helped me a little bit. I've done those a few times. But I think journaling can help so much because it puts your thoughts on the paper. And that allows it to leave the mind. And you don't need to analyze it anymore because it's already written out. There's nothing else to it. It was just a thought. Now it's written out. It's like there's nothing left to it. So those are my 4 tips. Go for a walk. Definitely, please. Go for a walk. Rest. Journal. Meditate. Find something that works for you and continually do it. That will help so much. No supplements might help along the way. There's a few. But I think when you find a habit that works into your day that can lower your stress levels, man, stay off social media as much as you can. When you need to utilize it. That's why I only follow certain people, because I want to utilize it for my good. I want to learn on there. I don't want to just scroll through. It's not the point. So, guys, as I said, the 4 tips are: go for a walk, stay off social media, or utilize it as best as you can, rest, and journal. And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with today with this talk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you guys did, as always, if you guys take a lot away from these and you enjoy them, screenshot it, whether it's YouTube, Apple, Spotify, share it out. The more it gets shared out, bigger and better guests are going to notice. And the more notice, man, the better content. I'm excited to get you guys some of these guests I've been recording with. I apologize to all my guests who I have not released your episodes yet, but they are coming. And people are going to see the epicness that I've been doing all summer with this. So I'll catch you guys next week for the 1-year anniversary episode of the Ace of Spada podcast. Thank you so much.